Hey guys, this is Jeremy from Going for Broke Outdoors. Today I'm going to be unboxing my new ModSaw. So for 2026, I'm going to start building my own arrows for the first time. So I'm going to get this thing out of the box, see what's in here, and then I'm going to talk about my current arrow build. And then I'm going to tell you about what I'm considering for my future arrow build. And I'd like input from you guys. What's your build look like? What do you think what I'm considering? What would you do different? Let's get into this unboxing. All right, again, this is the ModSaw. I got the Pro version, I think it's called. I don't even know what it's called, but got it on Black Friday. We're gonna open this thing up. It's supposed to have the arrow saw itself, an arrow spinner, and a squaring device all in one. So, in the box, what do we got here? Looks like power supply. Got some miscellaneous pieces here and some sandpaper for the squaring device. And then it looks like this is the bulk of what's in the box here. Don't want to bend it. And there is the saw itself. Let's get these foams off of here. And I'll grab this other camera and let's take a little closer look at this thing. So here is the saw itself. It's got a nice measuring scale on it. Looks like it's got some screw holes to screw it down to a bench. And then over here, it's got the 2 roller bearings for the arrow spinning and squaring. So let's pop open the directions and see what else is in here. All right, in the directions box, if there is directions, got a thank you. We hope you enjoy it. Got a sticker. Again, a couple sandpapers. Those are for the arrow squaring. All right, here we go. Included parts: extra sandpaper, hook foot to screw down for the motor side of the unit, a vacuum adapter, a wobble indicator, a point of reference for assessing broadhead and field tip wobble. Got a rear rest with the knock-in cutting attachment mounted, rear rest with carbon-to-carbon cutting attachment mounted, a long screw for knock-in attachment, and a short screw for CTC attachment. And then the rest of the box, or the bag, I guess it's not a box. This looks like a 3D printed part. That is the vacuum adapter. This is the hook foot for the motor side of the unit. We have this piece, which isn't labeled on there. Not exactly sure what that one's for. And then this looks like a cutoff disc for the saw itself. And it looks like there is a cutoff disc in here already. So that's what's in the box. I'll do another video when I get this thing put together, up and running. I'm going to watch a video on it first from ModSaw to make sure I'm doing everything properly. But I'm excited to get this thing going, to cut some of my own arrows this year. And speaking of that, so here's my current arrow setup. We'll start from the broadhead end. I'm using a QAD Exodus full. Can't use the swept ones in Montana because they're considered barbed. So I got the fulls. It's 125 grain. This is an Easton Axis 5mm. I'm using the 50 grain brass hit insert. I've got a 7-inch wrap, white wrap, to help see the blood. This is one thing I think that's going away. And then right now I'm shooting the Silent Night shield cut vanes. And then for nocks, I'm using a nocturnal. So my components are 125 grain broadhead, 50 grain brass insert. These Easton Axis are 9.5 grains per inch. My arrow is just around 27.5 inch from the nock to the insert collar. And then I believe that the Silent Night vanes are around 7 grains a piece and the nocturnal is about 24. So right now my total overall arrow weight is right around 495. I weighed that on my reloading scale, so I think that's pretty accurate. And I've been having some issues out west where I have to estimate ranges. Like I'll get to full draw and an animal will move for 5 or 10 yards. I can't rearrange it. I'm out in the open and I've been shooting low or high more than I'd like. So this year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild these arrows, and I think I've got plenty of kinetic energy. I haven't had any problems with getting adequate penetration. So I'm going to go to the Victory. At least this is what I'm considering. Again, I'd like your guys' input. I think I'm going to go to the Victory HLR in a similar spine that's almost 1.5 grains lighter per inch. So in a 27 to 28 inch arrow, I'm going to shave off about 40 grains right there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of wraps. I did like to have these on for blood trailing, but honestly, I can't think of a single time where I've looked at the wrap and that's made a difference in whether or not I recovered an animal. And these are actually pretty heavy. This particular wrap is around 20 grains. So by getting rid of that, I'm going to up my FOC, which is important to me. And by switching to that HLR arrow, I'm going to lose another, again, 42 to 44 grains. So between those two, I'm looking at lightening my arrow up by about 60 grains. Again, I'm at 495 right now, so that's going to put me down to 435. Maybe that's getting to be on a little on the light side, but at 50 yards, I did some research on an arrow drop calculator. I think that's going to make about 12 inches of difference at 50 yards. So again, for me having some ranging issues out here, or range estimation issues, I think that's going to make a big difference. So let's hear from you guys. What are you running? What do you think I should be running? What do you like about the setup? What do you don't like? What would you do different? Leave me a comment. And as always, if you're interested in this, subscribe for more outdoor content. I'm in process right now of editing my 2025 elk hunt. I managed to shoot a pretty nice bull this year. So that's almost finished and I'm super excited to get that out. That's going to be coming out in another week or two. So subscribe if you want to catch that. And that's it for today. Thanks for checking it out, guys.